Got something that might interest you, Princess?
Great.
Is everything okay?
I gave my report to the Admiral. Apparently, some of the crew have called for me to be stripped of rank and cast out.
I'm so sorry, Seyka. That must be really hard to take.
It doesn't matter. Where are we headed next?
Well, we know where Laundra sent the data from his old company. Somewhere on the mainland, north of where we met. Should be able to fly there.
Yeah, about that. Let's take my skiff this time instead.
Not a fan of flying, huh?
I'm a Marine. I'll take the water over the skies any day.
All right, we'll take your skiff.
Should we get going?
Yeah, let's go.
Follow me. Nice and easy. And, unlike flying, if you fall off, you don't die. Open water ahead, complete sand disappearing behind us, along with everyone in it.
Why do you put up with them? I mean, I get what it's like to feel as if an entire tribe's against you. I would have stormed out of there a long time ago.
It wasn't always like this. I was a good Marine. A good sister. Felt like I belonged. That belonging is a kind of strength. One that keeps me going even in the roughest seas. When you have something like that, you can't cast it aside.
I see. You know, your people don't know how lucky they are to have you.
I don't know about that.
I do. Well, seems like the coordinates are leading us towards that horse.
That thing gives me the creeps. On clear nights, we can see it from the camp looming over us. There! On the shore! More of our boats!
Then we're on the right track.
I'll take us in!
Okay, the coordinates point to somewhere up the hill.
After you. Definitely seems like we're heading for the Metal Devil. Why would Laundra send his data here?
I'm not sure. It's not a place to bring a bunch of Quinn, too. I just hope we find them.
I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just hope we find them. I just ho My people were here, all right. Looks like they headed further up the hill.
Coordinates lead that way, too. A barrier. Laundra must have set it up.
Doesn't look like there's a way past it.
There's some kind of device on the other side. I think I can scan it. All right. Let's see what's on this thing.
It looks like there's something further in.
Some kind of compound. Laundra might be in there. You're missing people, too.
I'm not seeing a way past the barrier.
There. It's some kind of power generator. Hooked up to the arm of the Horus. Laundra's figured out how to get part of it working again.
A metal devil can't actually wake up, can it?
I'm not sure. But at least right now, it must be how Laundra's powering the barrier.
So if we can find a way to shut down those generators, it should come down.
It's worth a shot, at least. Looks like there are 2 of them nearby. Come on, let's get going. The generators should be back down the hill.
Whoa! Look at that! Above us!
You're into a lot of trouble to power that shield.
Got a couple of our big ugly friends, too. Ugh! And more eggs.
Just follow my lead.
We don't. Curious to see your approach. Time to pick them off! Yes! Boom! Take it off!
For a big hit.
See the canister? Aim for it! Stuff out here!
There. Now we can focus on the generators. See if we can shut this thing down. There's some kind of power core. I can't hit the core on my own. Seyka, I need you to shoot the core.
Lining up a shot. Got it!
One down. Now for the other generator. Okay, here we go again. Seyka?
Yeah, on it!
Alright, let's get back to the bunker entrance. Barrier should be gone.
Ancestors, I hope my people are in there. You know, the last time I saw my sister, I was relieved she was leaving for a scouting mission. I guess I wanted a break from her.
I get it. Things aren't always easy with my sister either.
I thought you said you were an outcast.
I only met her recently. It's a long story.
Always full of surprises, huh?
I try. Point is, I'm sure your sister will be glad to see you.
I don't know. But it's nice of you to say.
Making good use of this. Let's head in. Looks like this place still has some power.
Generators must have just been for the shield.
people. And another mural.
Yeah. Why are they all just waiting?
Let's find out.
Seyka, have you come to join us?
Join you?
Yeah, we have. It took a while, but we finally made it.
A barbarian, one of the chosen. Impossible. Zeth would never allow this.
How did you get in without him?
Well, Zeth sent us, actually. After we helped him out of that ambush in the wilds.
Right. You see, I was on my way here with him when machines attacked us. We tried to hold them off, but we were outnumbered. That's when Aloy here came to the rescue.
I was exploring the region when I ran across them, so I just rushed in to help.
You should have seen her. One of the best machine hunters I've ever met. She saved Zeth's life.
Oh, I was just doing what I could.
Zeth had something important he needed to take care of after, so he said to go on without him.
And that's when he told us how to lower the barrier and said we should head straight inside.
Zeth really needed a barbarian to get him out of trouble.
We all need a little supporting fire every now and then.
Well, Zeth gave them the okay. And I am not risking one of his outbursts. Let the others inside know about our new arrivals, will you?
Fine. But I'm not letting them into the Ascension Hall until they prove they're devoted. Just like everyone else. And I'll be interested to hear Zeth's side of this when he returns.
Oh, by all means.
Don't mind him. Good luck in there, Seyka. May you both embrace his light.
Come on, I'm ready. Let me in there.
That was close. I can't believe my people are here willingly. And they answer to Zeth.
Yeah, he sounds like a great guy.
Let's get to this Ascension Hall before you have to meet him.
A hologram of Landra.
Welcome, my chosen. You have wandered, you have suffered, but you are lost no more. For I have found you, and I offer you what you deserve. The Ascension. So be at ease, forget what you think you know, and embrace this moment. A new world awaits.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of Landra.
So he wants us to embrace his light. Literally.
We'd better keep up appearances in here.
I'll try.
I'd like you to meet some old friends of mine. See, we were at the best party in town, celebrating our big win. And while everyone's attention was on me, my ex-business partner, well, he barges in, and he's jealous of our success. And he throws a drink in my face, but not a drop hit me. Because my bodyguard, Jack, he tackled him to the floor. And the others, Riley and Nolan and Parker, well, they made sure he was kicked out. But it was my Evelyn who encouraged everyone to just laugh it off. I adored them. Their dedication to me meant everything, more than any award. And it ended up being the best night of my life.
I guess Londra's used to people worshipping him.
Gross.
Hard to believe.
Ah, you must be the ones Brennick mentioned. 2 more souls chosen to leave our thankless old life behind.
Yes, that is us.
It's Kiral, right? You were stationed on the Spark?
In my former life, yes. Just one more Marine bound to a hopeless expedition. Ugh. Enough of that. As Walter says, we must forget the past. Our suffering led us here after all. And now, the Ascension is almost upon us. This place is such a wonder, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, but it is still nothing compared to what's in the Ascension Hall.
You've been inside?
Indeed. I proved my devotion not long before you joined us. Now I wait to be taken to what lies ahead. One step closer to the Ascension.
You mentioned you're waiting for what lies ahead, and we're still getting up to speed, but I thought the Ascension Hall was where we needed to go.
You're not the first to fail to grasp Walter's plan for us. Now that I've seen what's in the hall, my rank is secure. But there is something more that he's offering us. I just know it. It has to be why the devoted are escorted to another place. And as soon as Zeth returns, he'll take me there. I'm ready.
Do you have any idea where this place is, exactly?
Somewhere that brings us closer to Walter. To his embrace.
So you've been inside the Ascension Hall. Is it as special as we think it is?
I shouldn't say. I wouldn't want to deny you the same experience I had.
Come on, Kiral. Just a hint? We're dying to know what's inside.
I'll tell you this. It's breathtaking. Like the moment Walter first appeared before our boat, but better. Prove your devotion, and you'll see.
Well, thanks for talking with us, Kiral. We should get back to learning about Walter.
Yes, of course. Good luck with your studies. I hope to see you at the Ascension.
Oh, good. This guy again.
Come, sit with me. I'd like to tell you a story. Once, I had a home on this world with the most beautiful view of the city. Me and my wife, we used to love to sit and watch the city lights twinkle in the evening haze. It's our moment of serenity. But then, the time of ashes came. And while the heavens offered an escape, only I survived and grasped the secrets of immortality. Evelyn, everyone I ever cherished, they were gone. And I was alone. Which is why I am so glad to have met you. Soon, you and I shall spend eternity on a new world. Every sunset. Together.
I'd rather sail into another typhoon than spend an eternity with him.
I'm happy to be here, but I thought it'd be a bit more comfortable.
Walter really cares for us. I mean, look at all this food.
Wondrous benevolence, I bet.
Well, if it isn't our do-gooder and the barbarian.
It all makes sense now. The time of ashes, the floods in the Great Delta. We've been trapped in a cycle of destruction, but soon we'll have a new world.
It's quite a promise.
And now that you've proved your devotion, you're ready for what comes next. Zeth will lead you there as soon as he returns. Not so fast. Your good deed in the wilds may have gotten you this far, but you'll get no special treatment here. Walter himself granted me the privilege of guarding the Ascension Hall. So until you complete your review and learn the words of attainment, this door remains shut. No exceptions.
Okay, we will be back later then.
Sounds like we're supposed to pass some kind of laundry devotion test.
But who knows how long we have before this Zeth guy gets back. There's gotta be a faster way to learn whatever the words of attainment are. Let's take a look around.
Don't think the words were in those Laundra holograms we watched.
They might help with talking to the others. Maybe we could convince them to give us a hand.
Did you need something else?
Look, Kirol, we need your help. You said that the Ascension is almost here. Seyka and I are trying to prove our devotion as fast as we can.
But we're running out of time. We need to get into the Ascension Hall.
But the only way to learn the words of attainment is to pass your devotion review.
Unless you help us out. We're a lot like you. We've suffered so much until now. Storms, shipwrecks, hunter-killer machines. We don't want to go back to that.
Well, we should all embrace his light. Perhaps even with a helping hand. Okay. It's kind of what Walter said when he sat with us and told us his story about where eternity lies.
It's on a new world, right? As part of the Ascension?
Exactly. You understand him so well. But I don't know. I really shouldn't be breaking protocol.
Please, Kirol. We don't want to live in a world without Walter.
Okay, I'll tell you. Only through devotion may I embrace his light. Only through him may I ascend to a new world.
Thanks. We owe you one.
I'm glad to have helped. May you embrace his light.
Well, we got our words of attainment. Rennick should let us into the Ascension Hall now.
Let's get out
To
of here.
think Walter was the only one who escaped the
We're lucky Walter showed. I'll get us a drink. In the meantime, remember what Walter said about embracing the future.
Seems like you don't really share your friend's excitement about all this.
I should be more excited, shouldn't I?
It's okay to question things.
Lon was thrilled when we got into the Ascension Hall. He can't wait to see where we'll be taken next, but I'm worried that all this is too good to be true.
So why don't you just leave?
I can't abandon him. We've been through everything together. Our missions, the Typhoon, the shipwreck, and soon, the Ascension, I guess.
Seems like most of the Quen are more than happy to follow Londra. So why not you?
At first, I wanted to believe. I mean, everything he told us felt like it filled an emptiness, like maybe I'd finally found somewhere to belong. Then I remembered how the boards back home would tell us to follow the virtues of the legacy, to be good and honest. And then they dragged my father away for speaking out against an imperial decree. I'm not sure it's any different here. Walter might be a living ancestor, but with a cudgel like Zeth to do his bidding, his kindness is just as conditional as the Empire's.
As far as anyone at your settlement knows, you went out into the wilds and vanished. How did you end up here?
Lon and I were part of a scouting mission to the mainland, but things went bad fast. We were lost and starving, our boat was wrecked, and then Walter found our camp. A living ancestor, emerging from the wilds to tell us we'd been chosen, that we were safe. It was easy to embrace. Everyone here has a similar story.
Why didn't anyone send word to us?
Not everyone is chosen. Walter says we must leave our old lives behind if we're going to ascend. Nobody questioned it. But I should have.
You said Lon can't wait to see where you're headed next. Do you know what you'll find there?
I imagine it'll be another kind of test, like here. And once you've been in the Ascension Hall, you're taken there by Zeth. He and his troops are the only ones who ever come back.
Everyone keeps mentioning him. I get the feeling he's not really a friendly guy.
As friendly as a Fireclaw. But it's not just him. The soldiers that follow him are like that too. I guess they know they can do as they like, now that they don't answer to the Admiral or compliance.
You're right to be skeptical of all this. Londra's up to something, and we're gonna find out what.
I don't want to know. Just try to keep your heads down. The others won't tolerate any doubts about Walter.
Don't worry. We'll be careful.
I already told you. No one's getting past me without the words of attainment.
Oh, we know the words. Seyka.
Oh, no. You should have the honor, Aloy.
Only through devotion. May I embrace his light. Only through him may I ascend to a new world.
No one's ever passed their devotion review so quickly.
Well, we did, so will you get out of the way now?
I don't know how much more of Londra I can take.
Yeah, let's see what he's really up to.
All this time, they didn't even want to be found.
We don't know if they all feel that way.
Yeah. Sure.
Something on your mind?
Nothing. The Ascension Hall better have answers. That's all.
There was something different in Nova's tone today. The slightest edge, of recalcitrance. Tweaking her settings brought her back in line, but I'll run a full diagnostic just to be sure.
An elevator. Let's see where it leads.
Just really building up the suspense.
Must be quite a spectacle up there.
Ancestors. That's how they'll ascend.
Londra's building a spaceship, all right. We better take a closer look.
The clouds. They're not real. It's all an illusion.
Necessity from the womb of the Horus is infinitely more imaginative than its ancient predecessors. Not even Chihumbe could have foreseen it. I just hope it's fast enough to outrun his shadow.
Focus. What's that sound?
It's a warning, I think. For radiation, something toxic. It should be safe enough for now, but I better check out the ship.
Okay. Tell me what you find.
The source of the radiation. That's why he grabbed data from that old prototype at his headquarters. It must be how I'll get the lift he needs. Londra's got the Horus's printer working again. To build the ship. Okay, I've seen enough.
Well, what's going on with that ship? I don't like that look. What did you find?
The Horus. It has a special component. One that can make almost anything you can imagine. Parts, tools, even entire machines. Londra has rigged it to build what he needs for his ship. But in order for the ship to leave, it needs a ton of power, way more than what Londra could achieve with what he had.
So he went looking for something from his old company.
Exactly. Part of the data he got was for a blueprint, for a kind of boost. One that's as toxic as it gets. If this ship gets airborne, It'll spread a poison from here to every tribal land in the region.
Everyone will get sick and die. There's still something I don't get. Why would Landra do all of this just to get off this world? Oh, this again!
Seyka.
You're still not telling me everything! My people are the ones that are caught up in all this! My sister! I deserve to know.
You're right. I will tell you. It just won't be...
Guess our time's up.
Lying filth!
Oh, this must be our friend Zeth.
Spread out. Reinforcements will follow. Time to put you down!
Never seen a cannon like that before.
I guess Landra gave him a new toy.
How do we even get out of here?
Zeth got this whole place on lockdown. Look, maybe there's a way to shut it off.
And look for something to open.
You feel that? Cut the Give them some cover! Time to
Think they're
die.
listening, Seyka. I'm not giving up. It might lift the lockdown. It's wired to 2 more nodes. I gotta keep looking.
Your friend is down! What the? There are many more loyal to Walter! Run, little Seyka! He chose you, soldier!
You left me no choice!
You delayed the inevitable!
These guys don't let up.
She's agile!
She's running!
Let it loose!
Keep back and go! Attacking! shame I won't get to crush you myself, Seyka!
Passport, please watch out! Shield!
Lifted. Now to get to Zeth.
For my fallen comrades!
Don't let them through!
I knew some of those Marines.
Yeah, there's something off about them. But for now, we focus on Zeth.
Quit stalling!
Come on out, Zeth!
Here we go!
I'll enjoy crushing you both!
Nice to meet you, too.
Locked on! The crunch of your bones is music to my ears! This one's gonna hurt! You always belong with the rats!
You're what, Zeth?
How pathetic!
Come on. Pull yourself together!
This is my domain! Defiance ends now!
Pain subsiding.
They're coming! Try and flee! No one will mourn you!
Oh! Shut up already!
This is it for you! Is that all you got?
I got your back! Get to cover!
They're coming! Tricky rodent! Death will reign! Try and flee! I will not fail!
Where have you been taking the rest of our people?
Answer her question.
He takes the devoted to his park on the southern peninsula. But you'll never reach it. The tower there is positioned to ward off any approach.
And my sister is there?
She was in the final group. I'm not supposed to bring any more over.
But Walter promised the Ascension to everyone who proves themselves. I don't understand.
Londra's been using you to get what he wants. Let's face it, you're an easy mark. Too blinded by your own ego to see the truth.
Well, you just flipped his world upside down.
Just give me a straight answer. Why does Londra want to leave?
Something is coming to Earth. It destroyed the world that Londra fled, and it wants to do the same thing here.
Destroy the world? What could possibly do that?
It's called Nemesis. It's like a machine, sort of. But it's more powerful than anything you or I had ever faced. That's why Londra's building this ship. He's doing everything in his power to leave before it gets here. And I guess he wants to take some Quen with him, too. I know this is a lot to take in, but there's still hope.
If you say so.
Seyka.
There's a beach on the southeast coast of the island where we took down the first tower. That's probably the closest we'll get to Londra's park. And I should probably report back to the Admiral. Tell him something about what we found here.
Okay. I'll meet you at the beach then. That was bad. That was really bad. Seyka, she seemed so lost. Why do I feel like that too? How do I fix this? For now, I'd better take a look at that Zenith weapon. I think I can turn this into something I can use. There. I should test it out when I get back outside. Better check on the rest of the Quen on my way out, too. Willing to irradiate thousands so long as he survives. Seyka and I have to find a way to stop him. Once I make things right with her.
Walter has abandoned us!
I guess Brennick spread the word to the rest of the people here. That Londra doesn't care about them.
Everything was a lie.
They must be pretty confused.
I was supposed to ascend.
Then where are we supposed to go?
Haven't you done enough, barbarian?
You. Brennick told us you're the cause of all this.
Maybe Zeth is dead. No one.
full, but my stash has room.
None of us mattered, Walter.
Walter has abandoned us.
Everyone, please, remain calm.
Seems like the Quen have some thinking to do. I hope they figure it out and head back to Fleet's End. But I gotta meet up with Seyka. Talk things out with her. Make sure we're okay. Kind of crystal. Oh, strong smell. Merchants might be interested, though.
Outlands. Up for trade? Use it better than its last owner.
This door needs a key module. Maybe my focus tracks. Looks like someone else was up here before.
I was just about to get back to work.
Bet the others were happier with
This note says someone stashed a key they found. It's somewhere in the settlement, near a waterfall.
You hanging in there?
Looks like some of the Quen from Launcher's bunker came back. I'm glad they came to their senses. Can't hook onto that. A key module. Might be the one from that Quen scroll I found. Wonder what it unlocks. That did it. I'd better loot all the carcasses here. Might have the parts I need. Stretch those limbs. I'll put this to good use. Got all the parts I need. I should check out another site.
Admiral says we can trade, let's.
Hey, you holding up okay?
You hanging in there?
Please, I need your help. I don't know if you remember me.
From the Ascension Hall, yeah. You weren't quite on board with Londra's message?
Yes. And it only got worse from there. After you left the bunker, everything fell into chaos. Most of us decided to grab whatever boats we could and come back here. But then Pyrrhic showed up, another one of Walter's thugs. He and his men tried to round everyone up. They got my friend Lon and took him away, and I couldn't stop them. Please, can you find him? The Admiral doesn't have the manpower to mount a search.
If I remember it right, Lon was more enthusiastic about Londra than you were.
Lon had a hard time on the expedition. He nearly drowned in the storm, and after we ran aground, he got very sick. He spent weeks in his bedroll, barely able to breathe, let alone move. I think for him, it seemed like Walter offered everything. Sustenance, comfort, salvation.
All an illusion.
It seemed real enough. For a time.
After I left Londra's bunker, what happened exactly?
The camp fell into chaos. You killed Zeth, and he was the only one in contact with Walter. So when Brennick told us what he said, that Walter was done with us, we had no bearings. A group of us went for the boats, figuring that our only real choice was to come back here. That's when Pyrrhic and his goons arrived and started rounding people up. Before I knew what happened, they grabbed Lon. I shouldn't have left him behind. But Pyrrhic and his men were furious, violent even.
Leaving was the right idea. It wouldn't have done Lon any good if you got hurt.
I don't know. Maybe.
Where did you last see Lon?
On the shoreline south of the bunker. I was on the last boat to escape. Pyrrhic and his men charged us just as we set out. We barely made it. I hate to think of what they've done to Lon. Please, find him for me.
I'll do what I can. Okay. Shoreline south of Londra's bunker. Best place to start looking.
Is your shoulder all right?
Boats. Must be the last place Otosu saw Lon. everyone got away. Better take a closer look at that body. Tosu said someone named Pyrrhic and his squad rounded up the rest of the Quen. I guess this guy fought back. I need to find where they went. My focus can help. Some kind of shrine to Londra. Pyrrhic's goons must have left this as a show of devotion. Seems Pyrrhic ordered an evacuation to a camp. Left directions for stragglers. West through the sea's teeth, and past where the giant steel serpent reaches the tides. Might be easier to search from the sky. Quen were loading up supplies. There must have been a panic when Pyrrhic showed up. A lot of jagged ruins in the water. Could be the sea's teeth from Pyrrhic's note. Gotta find the giant steel serpent. Should be somewhere south. Ancient rails sticking out of the water almost look like a serpent. Might be the landmark Pyrrhic's note mentioned. So now I go south past this ruin, and then towards the sunrise. Boats and smoke beyond. Bet that's Pyrrhic's camp. It's Pyrrhic's camp. I gotta find Lon. Coming off that note, I shouldn't expect a warm welcome. I better keep my guard up.
Got it.
movement. I'll cover you!
Pain subsiding.
One cut at a time. Look over there! Target her! You got her! I'm just getting going! Watch her movement!
Those pistols might even have yours.
I'll take it! Moving up! They need cover! the enemy! Going in!
You're the Outlander that took out Zeth. Are you here to get rid of Pyrrhic too? 'Cause if you are, I'll gladly help. He killed my friend on the way over.
What happened? It wasn't Lon, was it?
No. Artur. He fought back when Pyrrhic rounded us up, and that brute made an example of him. We were all supposed to be a part of Walter's beautiful new world. What a load of shit. Give me half a chance, and I'll put Pyrrhic down in the dirt.
Hold on. Have all the prisoners been freed?
Only the ones up here. There's more underground with Pyrrhic. Lon's probably there too if that's who you're looking for. Go on. I've got your back.
Any idea where they're keeping the prisoners?
The workers' quarters were practically cells already. Probably there. Once we get inside, I'll try and free them. Prisoners should be just past that gate. The gate needs someone to hold it open. Get me in there, and I'll hold it for you. Got it. Come on in. Comrades, now's your time.
We're with you.
Help us fight back.
We're fighting
Thanks.
back!
Let me return the
Come on!
favor.
Let's get him!
Make them pay.
Enjoy the quiet while it lasted.
I can't disappear!
Ha! Their own weapons turned against them.
We've gotta help them!
they've got their own backup.
Let her have it! Where's she going? Don't lose sight!
Soldiers coming in! or the last of the prisoners. His quarters are on the top floor. Usually locked.
We'll find a way in. Key module. Maybe it'll get us into Pyrek's headquarters. What did Launcher want here?
I'm not sure. But this was all buried. Cost a lot of lives.
I'm sorry. We're in. Empty. There.
Let's go. The others will tend to their wounds.
What do you know about Pyrrhic?
He ran this sting. Loved holding the whip over us. And his guards, my former comrades, he'd send them away and they'd return different. Dead eyes, like machines. And they'd execute brutal orders without question.
That's not good.
Ambush!
Door. Like for us out.
One minute, Zeth.
Keep it down.
His light guides my fire! I cannot lose! Time for some target practice!
Now to find Lon and the other prisoners. I think Pyrrhic was keeping them in that tower. Huh. I think I can upgrade my Zenith weapon with this. I'll need a workbench.
Pyrrhic's dead.
Now what?
It's over. You're okay.
Okay. You just killed my only link back to Walter.
She freed you.
From what? Eternal paradise? I'll never join the Ascension now.
Okay, guessing you weren't brought here by force. Otosu sent me.
Otosu doesn't understand. None of you do. A living ancestor offered us salvation, and one by one you've been killing his messengers!
I hate to break it to you, but there is no paradise. Walter was using you. He doesn't know or care where you are. If he did, wouldn't he be here?
And I'm to take your word over his.
If it were up to me, I'd just leave him.
Juan, it isn't safe here. You have to come back to the settlement. Otosu is worried it's sick about you. Wouldn't it be good to see him again?
I suppose. Besides, what choice do I have?
I'll make sure everyone gets back safe. Even this ingrate. He might not appreciate what you did, but the rest of us do.
I should make sure they got to Fleet's End okay. And check in with Otosu. He didn't tell me the whole truth about this. Well, won't have to worry about running out. While I'm here, I could stop by a workbench, upgrade my Zenith weapon.
Outlet. Up for trade? That's one way to get around.
if it is, we'll create it for ourselves.
Aloy, thanks again for the rescue. But I wanted to warn you. We did a count, and not all of Seth and Pyrrhic's thugs are accounted for. There's more of them out there. They might be camped at places Walter had us excavate, like Pyrrhic was. Be careful. They'll be out for your blood.
Got it. I'll have to watch my back. How are Lon and Otosu?
You haven't offered any real proof. Walter might still come back for us.
If he was going to, wouldn't he have come already? I'll be back in a minute, okay?
You weren't entirely honest with me.
I know. I was afraid that if you knew that Lon went with Pyrrhic willingly, you wouldn't go after him.
Your heart might have been in the right place, but it was manipulative. Laundress kind of thinking.
I'm sorry. How can I make it up to you?
Keep taking care of Lon, and any others that need it. I'm guessing he's not the only one who's still caught up in Laundra's lies.
You're right about that. A bunch are still in denial. And once our shipmates here, the ones we left behind for Walter, realized that they had been abandoned willingly, well, the reception has been a bit cold.
Then you two have your work cut out for you. Find a way to bridge the gap.
That won't be easy.
We'll help each other.
You think he'll ever snap out of it?
I do. He just needs to feel loved. And it has to be real.
You can reach him. I know you can. It won't be easy, but I hope those two can work it out.
Are you sure you're all right?
There are things. They were. Now there's been wild things, so other things.
Shock ammo won't do much. Is that a recording? I think it's coming from inside that ruin. Not gonna work. Steady. Some data survived. Interesting. This could help. No way this elevator's moving. What's this data say? Some kind of relic in there. But how to reach it? Not moving. I wonder if I can get to the other end of the tunnel. A lot of train cars. What was this place? These tracks have seen better days. Gotta be careful around these cars. Useful. Cart should have power now.
Hello? Is that someone out there? If so, your help would be greatly
I don't think so. There we go. What is this thing?
I would hate to rush your curious mind.
Okay, on my way.
And I suppose it doesn't do much in terms of helping me sleep. Nevertheless... Another fortunate swing of the hammer for old
GILDUN?
Aloy! My flame-haired Nora, my damn fixer, my second set of hands! Who'd have thought we'd meet again in such familiar circumstances? Ha! Certainly not me.
What are you doing here?
Well, now, it all started when I heard the echoes of a most peculiar voice beckoning me into this beguiling place. But I resisted. I knew this was a special delve, one I had to share, so I went and fetched my friend Olvar, who was more than willing.
And where is he?
Alas, we got separated when we sailed into a howling tempest on the way back here. Blew me right overboard. I floundered about in the waves, certain I'd become snapmaw bait. But nope, the sea spat old GILDUN right out onto the shore. Olvar undoubtedly thought I was a goner and pressed on, as any true delver would. I followed in his footsteps as far as I could, until I came across a door that wouldn't budge. Naturally, I searched for another means of entry. That's when I uncovered an ancient lever, tantalizing in its door-opening potential.
So you pulled the lever.
I pulled the lever, which may have, upon reflection, sealed this door shut behind me. And thus do we find ourselves once again at a fortuitous meeting.
Can we step back a minute? How exactly are you here? The last time I saw you was in the dam way up north.
After your departure, I wandered here and there, dabbled in a few ruins, even tried my hand at another dam out past Barren Light. But nothing could quite compare to our delve.
You wandered all the way from Banuk territory to the Forbidden West?
An ember in the wind, girl. That's old GILDUN. And as luck would have it, I bumped into an expedition headed for the Burning Shores. Now there's an opportunity for fellowship and adventure, I thought. So I chucked my lot in with theirs, and here we are.
Well, I'm not sure how you managed to get out here unscathed, but it's good to see you, GILDUN. Tell me about this Olvar guy.
Our bond was forged on the road to these uncharted shores. Night after night, I relayed my previous ventures to my traveling companions. Olvar took it all in with a fascinated silence. So when we got here, we agreed to share our fortunes. The look on his face when I told him about this place. Nothing quite like the joy of a new delve shared with good company. After I fell off our boat, I searched all over for him. I was starting to think him lost when I found his camp up top. He'll be as happy as a sun-kissed Karja to find out I'm not dead.
I'm sure he will. Okay, so let me get this straight. You think Olvar somehow managed to get deeper in the ruin?
Courtesy of a handy-dandy shaft. Or, well, not so handy-dandy now that some rubble's blocked the way.
Right, so if we're gonna find him, we need to find a way past that door you mentioned.
We?
Yes, GILDUN, I will help you find Olvar. And make sure you don't get yourself trapped again.
Marvelous! Just like old times. You with your surprising and perplexing ways. Me with my nose for danger and excitement. The door lies just ahead. After you. Welcome to my humble, temporary abode.
Nice place.
Indeed! Would have loved to share this discovery with Olvar. Regrettably, I tumbled into the sea as the ruin entered our sights. Could imagine my joy discovering my lanterns in this tunnel. Presuming me dead, Olvar put them to good use. So resourceful. And here I present our hinged hindrance, the finale of our grand tour.
Yep, definitely blocked.
Not my first impassable obstacle.
We'll need a passcode to get through.
Passcode! Of course! What, is that?
A set of numbers. Let's look around.
If I were a passcode, where would I hide?
Maybe we can find it somewhere. We could try retracing our steps.
An ingenious idea! Find something?
Well, there's a passcode left behind by one of the old ones. He was alone here. He broadcast the recording, hoping others would join him.
Did anyone come? Shall we try that pass code out? I'm just itching for you to meet Olvar. Finally in! Crumbling stone, malodorous mildew, a delver's dream.
Looks like someone tried to blast into that room across the way.
Olvar's never been stingy on the blast paste. Yep. This pile of rubble is definitely an Olvar special.
Well, the path's blocked now. We'll have to find another way up. I can't reach that ledge.
I'd give you a boost, but my knees aren't what they used to be.
We might be able to move. Can I, get some help?
Anything you need.
All right, let's push.
Ah, the joys of locomotion. Did you hear that?
Yep. Let's keep our guard up.
The old ones must have loved spending time underground to build these tunnels. Must have been great delvers. I'll tell you, the number of delves where a crate saved my hide. Or nearly crushed it. How do you suppose they went about creating these tunnels? By hand? Blast paste? Plow horn, perhaps?
Door needs a code and key module.
Hang tight down there. I'll look around.
No worthwhile delve is free of its devilish challenges.
Maybe my focus can help me find a way past this cart.
Could check this vent, see what I find.
Best of luck! Personally, I've always been more proficient at losing things than finding them. You name it, I misplaced it. Hammers, shards, crab, garoon. I even lost my precious looking glass falling into the sea. I see you haven't lost your knack for hazardous traversal. Oh! Oh, you're fine. Of course.
Our old world friends.
It's left us another code.
A true gentleman. I'll bet plenty of people answered his call.
It doesn't look like it. This does. Huh. Where's the elevator?
Hey, Gilden! Hop in!
Alrighty! Mind sending that elevator back down for old Gilden? Is this safe?
It's safe enough.
What a splendid abundance of carts! Pushing? worse than a boar on Smith Feast's Eve. There's that noise again.
It sounds like it's closer. Okay, maybe there's a way with less falling. Could use that cart on the upper floor to climb higher. Need to find a way on top of it first. Think you can get to the elevator controls?
You mean climb across? Sure.
So, how did you and Olvar team up?
Traveling with a caravan. Yeah, he was prickly at first. Till I told him about Mom. Her priceless looking glass. And how I found one just like it.
He was interested in your looking glass?
He's an inquisitive mind. You two will be tighter than two nuts on a bolt. Ha ha! Still got it. Oh,
okay, send me up.
Up you go. By these controls. About enough acrobatics for one day. Olvar would be proud.
I can get the key module now.
Forward!
them.
You are truly a machine's nightmare. Old Gildun's down!
Okay, I think that was all of them. Let's keep going.
One step closer to Olvar.
Bring me up, Gildun!
Aye, aye! We're in! Olvar must be wondering what all the commotion was about. Did you find something?
This data. The soldier didn't write it. His
Guess our
did.
friend found someone after all. No sign of Olvar, though.
We'll keep looking.
Maybe he's hiding! Quite the prank, Olvar! We fire that off in confined spaces, do we? Think I consumed your future...
This must be Olvar. Cold. He's been here a while. His explosives must have attracted burrowers. Is that? He stole Gildun's looking glass. It's probably when he pushed him off the boat. How am I gonna break this to Gildun?
Hey, Lloyd! Is he in there? Or are you doing that thing where you talk to yourself? There she is! A delver like no other, I must say. Well, let's hear it. So, any sign of my elusive partner?
Gildun... Olvar didn't make it. Machines got him. I found him holding this.
My looking glass. But how?
This isn't going to be easy to hear, but... I think he...
He really did care. He knew how special this was to me. That has to be why he held on to it. I was in his thoughts until the very end.
You know what, Gildan? I'm sure you're right. That is how you should remember him. And at least this way, you know what happened to him.
Yeah. You're right. Better a delve ended than never began, after all. Just a whole heap of rotten luck. Right when I finally found someone to be my friend. That's the way the hammer falls, I guess. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Truth be told, I never had a lasting friend. I mean, when your own mum doesn't like you enough to stick around, why would anyone else? I'm really starting to think I might go my whole life like this. No matter what I do, what I say, in the end, I'll be inevitably all alone.
Hey, that is not true. You'll always have me, Gildan. And I might not be with you all the time, but there is a way for us to stay in touch. With this.
One of your tiny wonders?
It's called a focus. You put it on up here, like this.
Whoa! Sparks to steel. Look at that. And that. Over there, too. What a thing of beauty. No idea what it all means. But it dazzle all the same.
I will put you in touch with some friends of mine. They'll help you get up to speed on using the focus. And I meant what I said. If you ever really need me, give me a call. I'll always help a friend.
Before you skedaddle out of here, I've got something for you, too. Figured you'd find a better use for it than me.
Thanks, Gildan. Until we meet again. Glide in. Hey, Gaia. I just gave a focus to a friend of mine. Can you make sure he's patched into our network? And maybe check in on him now and then? He could use someone to talk to.
Certainly. I am happy to converse with him whenever he wishes.
Hello? Lou? Is this thing working?
Hello, Gildan. Let us continue our conversation on another frequency.
Whoa! Who is... Wait! Don't tell me. Another friend of a certain flame-haired Nora? By the Forge, this is gonna be marvelous.
Indeed it will.
Thanks, Gaia. Might be getting too close to the tower. Better steer clear.
Hard to believe all this might just end.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad about just dropping that on you.
At least you were honest. Because I haven't been honest with you. Those paintings we saw in Laundra's old building, I recognized the style. My sister painted them. She's one of them. One of his followers. I wanted to hide it from you. Or hide it from myself, maybe. She's gone. I've lost her. And I feel like I've lost my tribe, too. Now you tell me that the world is ending? What am I supposed to do with all that?
Seyka.
What's the point?
Seyka, I completely understand why you wouldn't tell me that. It's okay. But your sister? Your people? They are a part of you. Nothing can change that. You have to fight for them. To save them from Laundra, but maybe even to save them from themselves, and you will. That's just you. That's part of what makes you... great. You don't have to do it alone, okay? I will help you, I promise. Oh.
Okay.
We need to find a way onto that peninsula.
The currents are too strong for swimming.
Yeah. And if we fly or take your skiff, that tower will knock us out.
I was thinking, there's a machine that can fly and dive below the surface. The water wing.
I thought you said the towers blasted a bunch of them out of the sky.
Yeah. But if we were riding one, maybe we could do better. Time our dives to duck below shots from the tower. Can that spear of yours tame one?
No. Not yet, at least. Are there any water wings left? Do you think you could find one?
There have been a few sightings since we took down the first tower. I could ask around the settlement.
Okay, let me know when you have a lead. In the meantime, I'll work on the override.
Gotta admit, I'm not exactly looking forward to the ride.
Seyka seems better. Good. We're good. Okay. Can't get distracted from the task at hand. Gonna need some support for this one. Hey, Zeta? I need your help. Do you think you and Gaia can modify my Sunwing override to work on water wings?
The two machines do share a lot of similar code. We might be able to patch together a software update at the fabrication terminal. But we'll need some data from a water wing's ballast regulator and an intact wing membrane.
On it.
Gaia and I will prep everything here in the meantime. Stay safe.
Seyka mentioned there used to be water wings near Fleet's End. The Zenith Tower we took down blasted them out of the sky, so I should be able to dive for the parts.
Whoa! Fascinating. Has anyone ever mentioned your friend Gaia is quite the conversationalist? She never tires of old GILDUN's musings.
Don't push me.
For months, we searched for smoke signals.
But seeing the ship come together gives me hope.
We found none.
Outlet. Up for trade?
Hello there.
Excuse me?
Good place to start looking for those water wing parts. There's a lot of snap balls down here. Coin ballista. Looks like it's still functional. Might put a dent in those snap moths. If there are any water wing carcasses around, my focus might be able to pick them up. Bullets. Better make it count. Looks Looks like I'm in the right place. This will be my stash when I need it. Ballast regulator. Watering. Might have the parts I need. One intact wing membrane. That should be everything Beta needs. Now to get clear of these snap laws. Beta, I've got the parts. Sending over the data now.
Got it. And... done. Sending the software update to you now. Once you apply it to the override module on your spear, it should work on any water wing you find.
Thanks, Beta.
Anytime. Good luck out there.
I'm gonna need a workbench to apply the update. A rush of air. The workbench. Time to finish the water wing override.
I have gear for the one. If you need.
There. Seyka, any luck finding a water wing?
I spotted a flock on the southern tip of the island south of Fleet's End. I'm headed there now. If you need to resupply, now's a good time. Once you get there, we should head out right away.
Got it. I'll see you there. With luck. Maybe we'll finally catch up to Londra. Figure out what he's doing with the other Quinn. And stop him before he can fire up his radioactive rocket. And if I thought it is. Okay, Seyka should be around here somewhere.
Aloy, I'm here. Water wings are down on the beach. Take your pick. As soon as you get one under control, I guess we'll see if our plan works.
Shoot it with fire.
Lead on. Curious to see your approach. Don't think it's wireless.
Here goes nothing.
Okay. Ready to take this thing to Londra's Park?
Yeah, but first... My friend helped me make this diving mask. Keep you from drowning out there.
But what about you?
It's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay. We're doing this?
Hold on! I'll time our dive to avoid it.
Wow! I can actually breathe down here! Aloy! Incoming!
Better dive!
We're hit! Look out! Damn it! Just keep going! Below the waves, Aloy! Shot's getting close! We're gonna take a hit! Almost there, Aloy! Go! Here. Thanks.
Shall we?
You okay? Without that mask, I was worried about you.
I'm alright. Thanks. Well, we're here. Let's find Londra and put a stop to all this.
Careful! Guards ahead.
You seen Walter today?
No, he's been locked up in the volcano since the last batch came in.
Guess we need to get to that big fake volcano.
Maybe we can find Kina there too.
Okay, let's keep moving. With that shield up, we've got to find another way in. This way.
Oh, it's our way in.
Landra Productions. Another one of his businesses, I guess.
Seems like he wanted to have a hand in everything. Up she goes.
I'm hungry. I'm thinking about snatching some extra rations.
Forget it. Everything's locked up. In fact... the only one with a key.
I know better. A real bastard, even before Laundra came along.
His key sure sounds useful, though.
Feels like a different world.
It's just a statue.
These creatures sure are amazing.
I've got your back! That big creature. I think it's a dinosaur.
I remember watching
The diviner
Evelyn on
once told
this
me about them.
stage, resplendent,
What's one doing here?
despite all the blood and ash of the ridiculous scenario. With each sly glance in my direction, I smiled, thinking she only had eyes for me. How wrong I was.
I think this was a set for a hollow.
All this stuff for something that's not real? Huh. What was this place?
I think the old ones made holograms here that people watched for entertainment. But they also made an entertainment experience out of the place itself.
That's weirdly complicated.
It's a lot of symbols.
That one resembles a volcano.
Yeah. Looks like it's northeast of here.
Feder head in?
Yeah. He wants to personally ensure the dome's security until it's time.
Sounds like Feder might be in the domed building.
Here we go! I'm not alone!
I'll make you regret coming here!
No! Not them!
My aim is true!
The marketing was crass and the food was worse. But whenever a new Pangea Hollow came out, profits blasted through the roof. People will eat anything if you feed it to them with the right spoon.
Another area of the park. Better in this key movie. Right off. Wonder where this leads.
You take a look. I'll wait here and keep an eye out.
A dinosaur figurine. Looks like it was part of a set. There's data with it, too. It's not hooking onto that.
There you are.
Miss me?
Let's keep moving.